how to build a legacy. Let's have the slide on the screen. It's a principle of sustaining anything you've started. We are in a world that people want to start something, but they are not thinking of how to sustain it. That's the kind of world we are. People want to just start something. They want to start marriage. They want to start a business. They want to start a church. They are not thinking of how to sustain it. And anything that cannot be sustained is a matter of time. It will cease to exist. So, as young people and at your age currently, start thinking of legacy. Start thinking of legacy. Start thinking of legacy, irrespective of your age. Start thinking about it right now. So the Lord asking us to look into this is for a purpose, and I'm sure it's going to bless you. Let's take our first scripture, Proverbs 22, verse 1. We'll take 3 scriptures, then we'll dive into the teaching. I'd like us to read together. It's on the screen. Can we go together? One to go. A good name is to be chosen rather than great riches, loving favor rather than silver and gold. The second scripture, 2 Kings 4, verse 1. Let's read together. Now, one of the wives of a man of the sons of the prophets cried out to Elisha for help, saying, your servant, my husband, is dead, and you know that your servant reverently feared the Lord. But the creditor is coming to take my 2 sons to be his slaves in the payment for a loan. And the last scripture, Proverbs 13:22. I want us to read this loud and clear. I want to go. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. Hallelujah. I'd like to start by saying that our lives as humans is a collection of our past, our present, and our future. That is what makes our lives as humans. There's nothing outside these three. The totality of human life is a collection of the past, the present, and the future. Where you are right now is a product of your yesterday. And where you're going to be tomorrow will be the product of your today. So whatever you desire of yourself, it begins with what you are doing with your life now. It begins with what you are doing with your time. It begins with what you are doing with your body. It begins with what you are doing with your mind. And I've kept emphasizing these numbers without time. You cannot be better than the quality of the life you are living now in the years to come. If what you are living right now is not worthy of evaluation, you don't need a prophet to tell you your tomorrow cannot be fine. So it means that for every good tomorrow, the today must be made good. Am I speaking to your mind? That's it. So think about it. What legacy are you going to leave behind? What will be spoken of you? It's in the scripture, great things are spoken of me. Where great things be spoken of you, with great things be spoken of your business, with great things be spoken of your relationship with people. And it's important you bear in your mind, the next slide, that although we don't have control over our past, but we have control over our present and our future. You cannot correct the things that happened to you in the past. You aborted 3 pregnancies, that's in the past. You stole things and they beat you to stupor, that's in the past. And you could not finish school, something happened, that is in the past. Anything in the past is the past. You can't control it. But you can control your what? Your present and also your future. And that is where you invest all of your time and your life. Your present and your future. If you allow your present to slip off your hand, you will struggle in the future. That's why you look at people at their age right now, and it's expectedly at 30, at 35, you should be at least to a level of success in your career in life. At least to an extent, you should be enjoying a level of success. That is what life is meant to be. But once you have gotten it wrong, or once you have followed the wrong path, I've told you 3 Sundays ago when I was talking about the principle of time management. That once you miss it at your learning process, your learning period, and you are now at your establishment period, things are not going to be the same. And that is why you have to be careful of everything you are doing with your life now. Whether with your friend, whether in your community, whether online, whether offline. Beloved, everything we do has a way of speaking in our future. Everything we do now has a way of speaking in our future tomorrow. And anyone who desires a good tomorrow will definitely invest on his or her today. It's on the next slide. Every step we take creates a mark. And some of these marks, sometimes some of them are delible and some of them are indelible. Some of them you cannot erase them, they are stigma for life. And some of them, by mercy, you can not wipe them off. It's wrong. But most of the time, some of them, they are with you forever. You have to carry, you call them your cross. You carry them all the way. And that is the reason why you have to be careful of the steps you take. Because you are creating a mark, each one you are taking. Each one you are taking. You might think nobody is seeing you. One of the things that has given us advantage over every other person in the world as believers is because we have Jesus. In fact, if you know the things that Jesus has done and is doing through his blood to erase some of the marks we have created, we will forever be loyal to him. If God is to keep laying back all the steps we have taken, all the marks, all the imprints we have imprinted on the surface of the earth, if he allows those things to be played out in our lives, many of us would have ceased to exist. But thank God for the blood. Somebody thank God for the blood. Somebody thank God for the blood. But at the same time, the blood itself too has its own power. But there are some things that will have to stay with you till you get to heaven. So the question this morning is that, what is that thing you would do that will affect your tomorrow? Then you have to stop doing it, or you don't even try it. What is that business you're going to start that will ruin your life? What is that relationship you're going to get into that will destroy both your today and your tomorrow? I need to keep emphasizing this, particularly to young people. Money is not everything. Once you get it wrong at your learning process time, at your establishment time, you have to struggle through life. You don't seek money now. You seek how to improve your life now. Because the last time you checked your age, it was not depreciating. It was what? Increasing. So you don't pursue money now. You pursue value. Things that will make your life of impact, will make you such irresistible when you appear. That is what you invest your life on now. Now that you are still privileged to be 21, 25, even 27, even 30, you are still privileged. But once you are 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, you already reach, you already approaching establishment here. So be careful of the step you take. And I have a big question for you on the next slide. What will you be remembered for? Everybody should answer the question. What will you be remembered for? If you stay out of this church and you're out of 6 months, what will you be remembered for? If you stay out of your community, what will you be remembered for? I've taught us when we began our first service a couple of months ago that leadership is about what? Influence. It's about what? That is what it's about. Who are you influencing with your life? Who are the people getting influenced by the things you're doing? Because this question, you have to answer it. What will you be remembered for? There are people that no matter what happened, no matter the century that comes, no matter the century that goes, their names still remains. You keep hearing the name, you still want to associate with their names. And there are some, when they mention their name, you say, no, I'm not ready to associate with your name. When your name is something people want to associate with, That's why the earlier scripture we read, Proverbs 22 verse 1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. Money will come at the time God has assigned it for you. But one thing that you should protect with your life is your name that you carry. And there are some of you, your parents have transferred their names to you. The Bible emphasizes a good name. Someone say a good name. Someone say a good name. Is better. Is better than great riches. There are people in this country right now, despite the one they have, they cannot bring their face to the public. Their children cannot come into the public because of the mess and the opportunity they have destroyed right in their hands. Till the world will disappear, we cannot hear of their names. They should go somewhere in one country, they'll be living their lives. And that's why you must be careful of opportunity that comes your way. Not every open door is God's door. Not every opportunity is your opportunity. You must seek out the ones that God intentionally opened for you for your advancement. There are some of them they are open to draw you, to keep you stagnant, to keep you miserable. So when your life is all about what you want to get, then you'll be blinded from knowing what is meant for you and what is not meant for you. What will be remembered for? And on the next slide, never let this happen to you. Don't let what you can control stop you from controlling the things you can control. Right now in your life, there are things you can control, and there are things that they are out of your control. Some of the things that are out of your control are the things that have done to you, happened to you in the past. So some of those things you can't control them. They have happened. The time your parents sent you to school, you did not go. They give you money to go to school, you used to do Baba Jebu. Or they send you to university, you are jumping fence, moving from one place to another. And now everybody has passed out of school. You have nothing. You can't control it, it has gone. But think of the things you can control right now. You still have the opportunity to still check around what are the other things I can quickly lay my hands upon. What are the skills I can quickly lay my hands on? What are the things I can brush on myself quickly? Don't forget this. Don't let what you cannot control keep you off from the things you can control. Because that's where the devil comes in to steal people's life, joy, future, destiny. He keeps reminding you of the things that you cannot control and blindfolding you from assessing the things that you yourself can control. I have control over many things in my life, but there are few things I can't control. They're gone. I have few regrets in my life. If I had opportunity of people who are fully or mentored me on time at the onset of my life, of course, I wouldn't have been at this level. I would have gone far than this, because I discovered that the entire universe belongs to us, and everybody can fly, can go higher at any age he chose to go. You can become what acclaimed celebrity at 21. You can reach the zenith of your destiny at 22. If you have the right mentor, if you have the right people who are following you and you are listening, because there are people in our world, they have the right one around them, but they are not listening. They have good counselors, they have good mentors. I came across a mentor for the first time in my life in 2012. I was around 22 thereabout. I just stumbled on him on Twitter, and I said, this man looks like someone like the place I'm going, and I quickly sent him a team. Took management consulting, they trained those times. Skybank used to exist, or Shining Bank, and all of that. So they do management training for banks and other companies. I was like, it looks like where I'm going to. I actually want to be a public speaker, and this man is doing what I want to do. I sent him again, and thank God for me. He stays in the graduate wire. He invited me to come to his house, and he started mentoring me, putting certain things straight in my life, helping me to get things right. And wow, even at 22, I'm still late. So, beloved, think of the things you can control. But more than that, So on the next slide, the past is gone. Somebody say the past is gone. Embrace your present and expect a glorious future. It's gone. If your mother died 2 years ago, she's gone. If your father died 10 years ago, he's gone. You are the one left. So what you have to do right now is to embrace yourself. Embrace your present right now. And expect that I know my tomorrow will be great. I know my tomorrow will be beautiful. I've always known that I will be great. How many of you were at the single conference yesterday? If you are at the single conference, raise your hand. How many of you heard Samuel, that's my friend, that he had known many years ago that though he didn't tell me that I was going to be a billionaire, I was hearing from his mouth for the first time yesterday. Though we were close, but he didn't tell me for once. But me, myself, I had a conviction. I said my parents cannot be poor, and me, myself, I will still be poor. No. So I chose that I know I'm going to be great. But I didn't know the path. But the only path I stayed on is the path of righteousness. Serving God with my life, which is the best platform to expose you to your greatness. It's the easiest platform to expose you to greatness. I'm telling you, beloved, if you stay with serving God consistently, I'm telling you, beloved, it will expose you to your greatness at the prime of your life. So, beloved, let your past go and embrace your future. Very quickly, what is legacy? Let's look at this. Legacy means to impart, influence, or create a lasting contribution that an individual or an organization leaves behind for the future generations. There are two striking words there. Impact, or we can pick it for influence, and the other part we are striking is for the future generations. People yet unborn, people you are yet to meet. That's what we call legacy. What is your contribution? What are your impact? What are your influence that people yet to come will be beneficiary of? We'll say, oh, come on, oh, this name brought this value. I mean, you know Sergeant Brain. Sergeant Brain. Nobody except that young boy. Yeah. And you are using his products. That's the founder of Google and Larry Page. I read about them about 5-6 years ago. Young chap. That word Google was not actually the name they wanted to use. The name they wanted to use was just one O, but in the process, while they are doing some thinking and the word just came and they sent it and let's do it like that, it became Google. Those guys, go and check in the world. They are among the richest persons in the world. Sergeant Brain and Larry Page. They are among the richest in the world. Go check the numbers of products Google has. It's more than 30. It began with just one idea. Start what we call impact. The world cannot forget Google. Is there any one of you here this morning that does not use Google? Anything you want to search, go where? How to cook Indomie, how to go to Dubai, how everything, how any question, how, what, where, why am I being paid here? It's Google. Many big multinationals, they try to buy out Google. They are not selling. Big multinationals, they are not selling. Because these guys have seen the future. They have seen what the future is going to look like. And they kept building it. It will interest to know that they started in their garage. The same way this young man, I think Mike Zuckerberg should be about 35 by now, or 36. He started that, he dropped out of school. The idea behind what he created was just to create a social page where in the university they can communicate among themselves. Instead of having to call, SMS, let's look for a social platform where I can send something you will receive. That was the idea. And the guy started creating. And the thing escalated to what it is right now. Search online. Mike Zuckerberg is one of the richest. In fact, from the research we got last time, if Facebook is to be rated as a country, it's going to be one of the populous country in the world. There's nobody here that is not on Facebook. Even the woman that sells pepper is on Facebook. The butcher is on Facebook. The kidnapper Boko Haram is there. That is nobody. It's what we call legacy. Impact that cannot be erased. You know that there are some things that are indelible and there are some that are indelible. These ones, they are what? They are forever. The only thing that will take them off is when this world will be no more. So when you are thinking, think of legacy. When you are starting a business, I always tell you, don't start a thing without objective. Don't jump into a bandwagon. You don't know where it's going to. Everybody is just going. You are going. What if they are going to hell? You don't know where they are going. You are just following them. They say they are coming. Where are they coming from? Because you ask everybody, where? Check where they are going. Because this is what is going to help you to create a legacy. And the legacy is both for yourself and for your children. So let's look at the 7 areas where we can set a legacy. I hope you're getting something. The 7 areas where we can set a legacy as believers. I've seen it happen in the Christendom. Most of the times, and I wouldn't blame this so much, but because when knowledge is not fully expressed by our leaders, we that are the receiving end will tend to suffer because of that inadequacy of knowledge. That's why the Bible makes it clear in Isaiah 4 verse 6 that my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. We've been taught that if we want to go find life, we have to pray. We have to come to church. We have to read our Bible. But there are certain things we have not been taught that will make life more interesting for us. So we've seen Christianity as a religion that everything has to be straight. And that's why you watch in the world, there are very few believers who are called the trailblazers. Haven't you discovered? Are we together this morning? You need to be alive. Are we together? There are very few believers who are trailblazers. Because many of us are not taught the things we need to do with our lives for us to really be the light and the salt of the earth that Christ has called us to be. That statement in Matthew chapter 5 is not just a statement to be read and memorized. It's a reality we are meant to live by. That we are the light. You know what light means? Let's turn off this whole light. You will know the essence of light. It's to shine. Someone says to shine. That is it. So if we are taught that we are meant to create a legacy, believers, we're not going to behave anyhow. As we are praying with the mindset of knowing what to do with our lives. You are not just going to be praying, Lord, I want to get married. Get married for what purpose? I want to have children. Have children for what? I want to go to the university. There are people who are praying, Lord, let me just get to Canada. Canada for what? It will interest to know, in case you don't know. Both the person in America and Nigeria now, we are in the same level. Or you don't know now. $1 now is 1,000. If you have $10, my 10,000 is the same with you. We are the same. Oh, you don't know? Okay. You better wake up. There's nothing fascinating there again. You have $100,000 which I have 100,000 naira. We are the same. Exchange, we are at the same level. So what are you going to do again? I want to go and wash toilets so I can have dollar. Don't worry, we are creating a course for you. The course is just 100,000. You will go through this course for 3 weeks. We'll teach you how to make money in dollars. We are preparing the course. It's not negotiable, it's 100,000. You go through 3 weeks, then we'll teach you how you can be making at least $50 every week for yourself. That's another story for next week. Someone say amen to that. Yeah. But I have not been sleeping for the past 1 month. You think I'm joking? At least I've been making dollars. Little dollars. I shared with Olajide. I said I withdraw. For the first time, I withdraw 500,000 from a dollar business I did last 3 weeks. I said, "This thing is real." I told my wife, I said, "This thing is real. 500,000 was really real." Don't worry, just relax. Somebody say relax. So you have to think outside the box. That going to Canada, Australia, I think the only difference now is pound. A pound is a bit higher than dollar. Yes, maybe about with 50 naira or 70 naira. That's only different right now. But dollar is the same. But as we go further into next year, the dollar is going to, of course, come down. But from now till March, expect dollar to still go to 1,112, if not nearly 1,300. And that's where things will be more expensive. And that's the reason why you have to be prudent. You don't spend all of your salary. This is not the time to start going for designers. At your level, buy the one your money can afford. If it's $10, then manage it for now. It's just for the time being. Because if a dollar to naira is 1,300, and you enter Mama put 5 mates, do you have Shaki? Put 2. Round about. Put two. You have cold months. And when they calculate your money for you, 2,000 is gone. How much is your salary? 20,000. At one city, you are eating 8,000 food. Imagine you eat that for 5 days a week. You will beg for the whole month. You will beg. You are better start putting things in place now. Are you know what I'm saying? All right, number 1, achievements and contributions. That's the first place you need to set a legacy. You must be part of the individuals contributing to great things to your society at your own level. Think of achievement, think of contributions. What are the things I can put together? What are the things my world will think of me and say, "Come on, Paul Olajide, he brought this impact to our lives." Think about it every day and night as you go to bed. Think about it that is what makes you a light. That's what makes you the salt of the earth. How possible will it be for you to cook your food without salt? I'm sure you will not eat it. Will somebody eat it? Except the people who have what? Diabetes or what? Even with that, they say, "Mama, see, I need to salt." That's the power of salt. And that's exactly who you are. The world has no value without you. The world has no value, has no taste without you, without me. So we're intentional beings. God intentionally created us so that we can be missed when we are not here. You didn't hear that? We can be missed. So when you are setting out to your workplace tomorrow, you are going to school, think of contributions. Think of achievements. Will this thing be remembered? And I've said it before to the next slide. You are either a plus or a minus. Yes. You are either a plus or a minus. Or you are either a liability or an asset. And I've explained that to us. This should be roaming in your mind every now and then. I told myself 2010, while myself and my friend were coming from school last week. I said I was going home, I said, I'm not going to be a liability in my future. 2010, how many years is that? About 13 years ago. I said, I'm not going to be a liability to my future. I'm going to be an asset. So at that time, I know what to put on my insides. I was not going about wasting time, busy and busybody. I was busy consuming materials that can make my life better. Busy with my own schoolwork, with account. Thank God, is an accountant here. Sometimes the first time we got into 100 level, something 101, something 102, you now enter insurance. That insurance alone, oh God. And the man that was teaching us, oh God. But we have to read through it and understand. It was from that class I got the name of my school business that time. My lecturer will always say intrinsic value in insurance class. Think of intrinsic value. And I heard the word intrinsic. And I went to search the dictionary. I discovered the word intrinsic is something that has inherent value. I said, this is the name of my school. And I called the school the Intrinsic School. Somebody shout hallelujah. Think of achievement. Will you be a plus or a minus? If you are not in this church in 3 months' time, are we going to miss you? That's what I'm telling the leaders in this church. Every opportunity you have to serve, you are better do with your time and with your resources. Because you are creating a mark that when you leave that place, you will know that someone has left there. You know someone has left there. So whatever you have time, opportunity to do it with the whole of your mind. You are creating a mark that if somebody even step into your shoes, it will be difficult for the person to clean it. By the grace of God, when I'm boasting, the church will left. Till this time I've left, nobody has been able to enter my shoe. Nobody have been able to gather the capacity. Till today, nobody. They are saying, we have not seen somebody that will enter the shoe. That's what I called achievement. Because when I was there, I was serving with my life, with my time, with my resources. I must be felt when I'm over there. That is life. So think about it every now and then. I'm telling you, beloved, you become the desire of everyone around you. And like often use word, you become irresistible. People just want to associate with you. People just want to be by you. People just want to follow you. Number 2, to create a legacy, you need to create legacy in the area of values and principles. People must know you as someone who has value. You must be a principled person. You should have your yes and you have your no's. Don't be everything go, everything comes. They give you everything you accept. No. When you are creating a legacy, you must have a value. You must have a principle. That principle is what this you'll be known for. This sister. For this one, no, we can't take it from her. For punctuality, oh come on. She's second to none. For delivery of assignments on time, you give it to her. That's value. Integrity. Give her 2 naira. He will buy everything to the least couple. That's value. That's value. So next night, think of your core values, your core beliefs, ethical standards, and moral principles that an individual organization upholds and transmits to others, influencing their behaviors and their decisions. Because all of these values, you are going to transfer them to others, whether directly or indirectly. Somebody will be learning them from you. Somebody will say, when I grow up, I want to be like you. Because they must have seen something that constantly motivated, inspired them to keep driving on. And that's why you don't succumb yourself to the pressure of time. You don't succumb yourself to the pressure of the society. You don't succumb yourself to the pressure of your family. They are around. But you must stand by your value and your principle. Like I told you yesterday, at your level, there are people desiring and praying to just be like you. At your level. At your own level. Because in the sight of God, you are not worthless. In the sight of God, you are much more than gold and silver. Number 3, impact on people. It's another area where you create a value and create a legacy. Impact on people. Every child of God should create impact on people. People in your house, in your community, when they come close to you, they should remember that they met you. They should remember, I met this person. My life changed. There are people in my life that I can never forget. Because me meeting them, things changed. Things changed. Impact. And before you can deliver impact or give impact, it means that you must have what to give, because you cannot give what you don't have. The Bible makes it clear. A blind man will lead also what? They will lead themselves, and the Bible says both of them will end up in the what? In a ditch. The blind will lead the blind. So if you are not blind, then you are not going to lead the blind. It means that you must have something that you must give on the next night. So you have to organize your life in such a manner that people will always look forward to meet you. Organize your life that way. People just want to meet you. When they think of your value, like what? It means that you must have something tangible. Somebody tell me tangible. Something tangible to offer. You must have something tangible. Nobody sees the skill, nobody sees the values, but it is obvious in the results. That's when you know that you have value. People see it. Oh wow, it's a product of your skill and your value that you are putting in place. There are things you are doing secretly that nobody knows. It is when the result shows that they will know indeed you have been working. And that's why you should not be tired of burning your night candles. You should not be tired of keep becoming the best version of yourself. You should not be tired. It may look boring. Yes, of course it's boring. Very, very boring. Very, very boring. But let me tell you, you'll be amazed by the time the result will start showing up. People by themselves will start seeking you, because what the Bible says in Isaiah 60 and verse 2 will now become evident, that Gentiles will come to your light and kings to the brightness of your rising. They will not come until they have seen something tangible that can bring them close to you. You wonder the reason why people of great value are not coming to you, because you don't have something of value yet. The kind of people that have been coming close to you are the kind of values you have right now. Let me just be morals. You're a sister. You see somebody toasting you, and you at this your level are toasting me like this. Look at where I went. It's the way you are. Light attract light. If only you would increase your value, you will see the kind of people coming to you. Because there's what we call the law of magnet. Someone said the law of magnet. Everything attracts things in its opposite direction. If you're a valued and principled person, nobody will not just because they know that you are not in their class. You are not in their class. I put what I'm saying this morning. Number 4, you have to be a philanthropy and also create value. Legacy in the area, philanthropy and community service. What can you offer your community? Now, some of you here, you're going to be a philanthropist in 3, 4, 5 months, 6, 1 year, 2 years from now. You're going to be doing a lot of things for your community. Start thinking about that. Start thinking about that. That is the essence of we being a child of God. What we did 2 Saturdays ago is part of the legacy. We didn't make anything from there, but we spent almost more than 200,000 for that medical check. We are not after people to come to the church, but we want the community to feel that it's a church that has come to this place. Each person that left that day, they went with a drop approximately 2,500 or 3,000 aside the check that they give them. If you put them put together with the check they had, each person had about 5,000 or 6,000 free of charge. They will never forget that impact in their lives. That's what we call legacy. So as a believer, think about it. Some of you may have to go back to your hometown and go and do something and put your name there. Talk and there. Give us water. Put your name. Don't be ashamed to put your name. I love my name to be inscribed everywhere. That's why I always don't put pastor. Just be calling Paul like this, fine. Don't be everyone doesn't wake up Paul like don't be calling the name. Don't be calling it. Don't worry. Leave the apostle. Because the name was inscribed everywhere. When I was about 4 or 5 years ago, sometimes when I'm going home or coming back, I would see Lackway students at the bus stop. Both at Lackway, even at the way, I would tell myself, all these politicians, the only need is just to buy one big box, put your picture, put your name, carry this student free of charge. Sometimes I wish I have money. I'll just buy 2 buses, put my picture and put my name, Olajide Foundation. When you have everybody free of charge, the only thing is to pay the driver and the fuel. But you know the politicians we have around here, they will go after that kind of person. These are things that we should get on the board and get on. There are children that they don't have school bag. If you go to our way of primary school, you will see children, they don't have books. And you, at one sitting, you can eat 10,000 naira food. In a month, you burn 50,000 on data watching Netflix. But it's a legacy. At least Netflix is taking the record of your money. MTN is also taking money. You can take a child up and say, for this whole time, I'm going to school this child. That child will never forget you for the rest of his or her life. You can pick up a child on the street and say, everything that has to do with your life, your school bag, your shoes, your books, I'll be responsible. Think of something. Let somebody leave because of you. What I say? Let somebody leave because of you. There are a lot of pressure in the world right now, particularly in our world. But there are some of you right now at your level, you are still comfortable with it. A little one that you have, you can still breathe from someone. That's what it means to be a philanthropist. You can go to motherless home, give something out. That is legacy you're leaving behind. Number 5, you can create a legacy in the area of innovations and advancement. How can you make life more better? How can you make life more better? I told you of Sergey Brin and Larry Page, Mike Zuckerberg. Look at what Elon Musk does on trains. These guys are creating landmarks that cannot be erased in times to come. In the advancement of technology, innovations, there are people that are not sleeping. Somebody thought of AI. We should start thinking outside the box. You can advance something in your own world. You can advance something. You can advance in such a way that things will become easier for people. In the new business we are going to, I share with a couple of my friends, and I said, the idea God has made is to simplify this area of business. I've known this area of business to be very tedious, rigorous, that if you don't have time, you can't do it. But the idea God gave me is that I want to simplify it, that a common man will be able to start this business and make something out of it. That is how we have to think about it. Think about this always. That thing you are doing, I said, the only way I can do it. It's a lie. It's because you don't want to show them the way. If you want to show them how to do it, you will devise a simplified way to get them. I've made a pledge to God that for every secret you give me, for as long as it's coming from you, I will share with everybody that privilege or that cares to know. I will share with them. Because I've discovered there's nothing you can have for life. It's a matter of time. And one thing about knowledge, knowledge is only meant for a period of time. No matter how long you conserve your knowledge, it will reach a point to become obsolete. A new one will come. So if you have impacted more people enough, when you have impacted them with your knowledge at a very affordable amount. I'm the one that can bake the sweetest cake in the whole of Nigeria. Glory be to God. Well done. Somebody else is coming. Your own cake will be like. You better start teaching them now. Because how can you make life more better? In terms of discoveries, innovations, inventions, advancements, and all of that. Number 6, I'm talking about number 7. Family and relationships is another area where you need to create a legacy. What value can you add to your family and your circle of influence? What value? In this area, it's important everybody invests his or her time. Your father has given birth to you, your mother has given birth to you. What are you giving back to that family? What are you giving back to your siblings? What are you giving back to your immediate family? Let them know that because of you, God changed this family. Don't be in Lagos and be living good life, and your people in the village, they are suffering. That's not legacy. And remember, everything in life is a seed. As we see in Galatians 6 verse 7, that whatsoever a man sow, we shall reap. So when we talk about legacy, you think of your family. What impact can I put on my family that they will not forget me? If you are the firstborn, you are privileged. Then you have a lot of work to do. And if you are lastborn, that doesn't exempt you. If your parents are late, that does not exempt you. Look into your immediate family. You still have cousins, nephews, nieces that still look up to you. You can still create something. Some of them you have to mentor them. Some of them you have to hold their hands and give them up. Are you know what I'm saying this morning? That is life. And the last one this morning, in the area of education and intellectual contributions, create a legacy in that area. This is for those who are in the education sector or those who are giving values in terms of knowledge. How can you make learning more better? How can you make it easy for people to learn what they are doing? You're a fashion designer, you're a baker, whatever you are doing, but as long as you are disseminating knowledge or distributing knowledge, how can you make it more better for people? How can you make it easier for people to learn it? Think about it this way. Knowledge, wisdom, and educational endeavors that have enriched the understanding of the world and contributed to learning and enlightenment. Think about it in that area. Legacy cannot be erased. It is a positive one. But you also know that there are negative legacies. I'm not talking about that. You know, I told you of the recent. There's a lady that is all over the internet. I said she's creating a negative impact on younger generations. That's why a 16-year-old girl wants to wear a bomb shot and a mini gown and be walking on the streets. Because there's a negative impact in the world. She feels that that's the right way to dress. No. You are destroying the lives of younger generations. Because I know a matured person of 30, 40 will not dress like that. But if someone is dressing like that, he's out of our senses. But the most people that are largely impacted are people between ages 13, 14, 15, 16 downwards. Because they see the lady with that song all over. No. That will call a negative legacy. And on the account it's written on the accounts. These are the lives that you have destroyed. These are the lives you have destroyed. They think they are famous. Right, you are famous. You are traveling over the world. You are being signed as the ambassador of that. You are creating negative impacts on generations to come. And there are some of them, by the virtue of being a Christian, or some of them will eventually repent. But there are some of them that are destroyed. Some of them eventually, because of their curiosity, children between ages 13 and 13 down to 19, 20, 21. They are one of the most curious generations. They want to try everything. Am I speaking your mind? They want to try everything. Why is the salt too much in this soup? Show me why is it too much. They are so inquisitive. They are not satisfied with anything. They just want to be everywhere at the same time. I understand it's a time, but it can be trained and managed when we have positive impact in our society. And don't be part of the people who are creating the negative impact, because I can tell you, beloved, you were going to account for those lives. It's a matter of time. If not while you are on earth, when you get to heaven, it will even speak on the life of your children. It's a matter of time. You can't dress anyhow as a woman and you think your daughter is not watching you. When you will not be at home one day, you will wear it to have somebody in the mirror. When you are coming, you will remove it. You are planting something. You don't know. He will shock you one day. Mommy, this is my boyfriend. Which boyfriend? with this hair that looks like a madman. Yeah, that's a new Vogue. Oh, really? All right. Okay. Well, I used to say this humorously that there are some parents that will cry over their children because they are creating negative impact on their children. As a wrap up of this, what will you be remembered for? Even at your own level now. What will you be remembered for? In that your organization, what will you be remembered for? What in that your community where you are living, you said, someone said we are living in a crowded compound. It's fine. You have lived in 24 flats before. It's fine. It's called, what was that common name you see? Not face you and face me. But I call it barracks. Yes. 24 flats. So imagine you have 24 flats. People in that compound will be not less than 50. Because the least in each house will be 2. So 2 times 24, that's 48. So we are almost 60 that compound. But notwithstanding, you can still choose the kind of life you want to live, regardless of it. So even in that your compound, you can still create an impact. That they will say, when you are parking out, they will cry, oh, this guy is going. Everywhere I go to, I want to be felt when I'm no longer there. Please bow your head this morning and think for the next 1 minute. What will you be remembered for in your life? Now that you are still living, what will you be remembered for? Think beyond money, beloved. Money will come. Money will still go. But your legacy will stay forever. The world will keep measuring your name, whether for good or for bad. Think about this. You can be the best version of yourself in that industry. People can come and understudy you and say, come on, how are you doing it like this? Think about it that way. People just want to get around you because of the things you carry. Think about it, beloved.